Nucor Steel Seattle is very different compared to other Nucors.
The history is you drive until the AM radio goes out, and that's where we would plant the facility, so out in the middle of nowhere. The city has grown up around this facility over the years.
The first thing you'll notice is our size. We're roughly about 50 acres.
We're in the middle of a neighborhood. I mean, we're surrounded pretty much on all sides, whereas other Nucor locations typically have hundreds of acres.
The division I came from in Kentucky was about 1,300 acres. So the proximity of our neighbors to the division is quite different when you come here, and it's something that you recognize immediately.
Driving around, looking at the plant was my first encounter with Nucor. I didn't know what it was until there was a job posting, and that's when I connected the dots. Oh, that building right there is a steel mill, but it's just hard to notice because it's very well tucked in.
So it's easy to say, well, yeah, it would be convenient to be somewhere else. There are challenges, but there are also opportunities.
We make sure that we can be as minimally impactful to our neighborhood as possible.
Nucor as a company is the largest recycler in the Western Hemisphere.
Specifically here in Seattle, we're the largest recycler in Washington State.
This site, we recycle over 500,000 tons of scrap.
We're using existing steel to make into things, which is a neat process in itself.
We literally take the scrap from the Pacific Northwest and we melt it down and make it new products for the Pacific Northwest. I mean, that is farm to table, steel style. The first thing we do is we bring in scrap. And then we have magnet cranes that take that and they pick it up with a magnet. It gets put into a bucket.
You're up in the furnace pulpit, the furnace shuts off, the electrodes come up, and the roof swings off into, a gigantic fireball. The charge crayman brings the charge bucket over, drops the fresh scrap in, and again, another very, very large ball of fire comes out. And seeing that for the first time takes you aback. It's really cool to see. Once you get the chemistry to where it needs to be, then it's good to set up to the caster to be turned into our semi-finished product, which is billets.
We take this ladle of steel and it flows into a ton dish. It's completely liquid. By the time it comes out the bottom, it's solid. And then we take it and we send it to our rolling mill.
That billet is then reheated into a large natural gas-fired reheat furnace, and we roll that billet into various shapes.
Once it's melted and formed, it acts just like any other type of steel. We're able to make it 99% recycled.
The end use for our product is heavily construction. And so things that you'll see in large cities or large projects, building construction.
My particular favorite story to tell is that when they constructed the Alaskan Way Viaduct, they used steel from this plant.
Years later, 2016, the viaduct was torn down. And the torn down steel was brought back to this facility, was melted down, was turned into new rebar that is now in the tunnel right in downtown. And so you look at the loop, that's about a 4-mile loop. So not only is it cool, I call it buy local.
At this point, it's kind of like we're part of the history of Seattle itself. We are the closest steel to many of the projects that are being built, like the downtown skyscrapers, a lot of roadways, civil construction, the bridges. My department responds to concerns that the neighbors have when they call, and then we offer to bring them in and give them tours and answer the questions that they have about the place.
I've had neighbors who said, well, I heard you're burning natural gas, you're just spewing all this stuff from the air. And I said, actually, let me show you something really cool. So I can pull it up on the screen, the furnace screen that shows the airflow and where things go. And I said, look, it's a closed capture system. To a person, every single person I've shown that, like, oh, I didn't even know that was possible.
So we're sure to make sure that we test everything according to the standards that are released by both the EPA and OSHA, and that helps us make sure that we're doing the right thing by our team and by our community.
We've gone to those lengths to make sure that we're being that environmental steward, right? To have our stake in that.
You don't realize until you're actually within the buildings and see the magnitude of the production that's going on, hear how loud it can be. And then you step outside and you're like, I would have no idea that was going on literally in my backyard.
our passion, our drive, the things that motivate us are aligned with the City of Seattle.
We are heavily involved with supporting community organizations and groups.
One of the nonprofits we partner with here is the Southwest Youth and Family Services. Essentially, they're here to help, low-income families, some immigrant families, with resources around school, mental health services, as well as education.
The people are so amazing and sweet and are very clear on their purpose and their why they're here in the community. The work that we do and the things that the families whom we serve are dealing with are already hard enough. So to have additional barriers, additional red tape is not particularly helpful as we try to continue the work that we're doing and move forward in our mission. Nucor has been a reliable and consistent partner. They're not a partner who asks, well, what do you need that for? Why do you need that? Why are you asking? It's literally, what do you need and how can we help and how can we best support you? And those are the kind of partners that we need.
We have legacy relationships with Providence Mount St. Vincent. We do a giving tree with them every single year.
Nucor and Providence Mount St. Vincent have been partnering on so many things around community engagement and helping people in need. The whole team puts together gifts from the Giving Tree every Christmas. All the workers, steel boots and hard hats, will come by and grab a tag. It's such a tradition that everyone would receive something that makes them feel known and cared for and loved. And we so appreciate the Nucor team for making that happen.
The West Seattle Food Bank, it's been an establishment that's been here for years and a very close partnership that Nucor Steel Seattle has had ever since it purchased the mill in 2002.
The Holiday Food Drive is really the largest partnership that we have. We provide barrels for food and all of the employees take part. It's a great feeling to have the trucks roll up to the food bank at the beginning of December and they unload literally tons of food for us. The company itself is here and doing the right thing and making itself present in everybody's lives authentically for both their employees and the community that they serve. They're just happy to be able to partner. And that's just really, it's reassuring. It's nice to know that there's people out there who really do care about their neighbors.
Something that this division is starting and we're working on, other divisions are doing, is how do we connect with high school students and help them do things like interview, shoot, learn how to shake hands. We may have moved the needle for that individual in their life. If we have the opportunity as individuals and a team, that is important.
You don't come here for one job. There's like multiple career paths just inside here.
Spent 8.5 years in the Air Force. I came from a background that was very centralized and top down, and that transition to learn Nucor culture was quite different, giving me the opportunities to pursue different things outside of my job description was amazing for me and ultimately my development in Nucor.
We tell teammates from the get-go, if you are interested in something, you can come in and train in any position. And that is the best way to move up quickly, gain more knowledge and more experience in positions.
I asked my supervisor once upon a time, I said, where should I train next? Like, what should I work on next? He said, everything. Well, everything. What am I supposed to do with everything? Where do I go from there, right?
We offer tuition reimbursement that you can use to go to school, improve your education, and you can move into different roles. We will sponsor some people to go out to our technical academy in Tuscaloosa. It's a 2-year program. They are actually paid as a full-time teammate, and when they graduate, they have a role here in Nucor if they choose to.
Safety is a core value of Nucor, and frankly, you can't work here if it's not a core value of you as a person. All of our teammates, we ask the question before we hire them, what does safety mean to you, and how are you going to keep your team safe?
We do value every teammate's viewpoint on safety. So we do have initiatives where every teammate does get out into the mill. We do view the procedures, and we are welcome to input our own ideas of how we can improve something.
We explain to them that you're going to help this place get better because you're going to be able to see these hazards that other people who've been working around the equipment for years and years pass by every day.
My husband works here, And just knowing that we're doing all of the efforts to keep this place running as safely as possible really motivates me every day and makes me come here knowing that we're both going to go home together just the way we got here.
Most of the improvements that we're investing in here are safety related, trying to get human physical workers away from the hazards and risks.
I used to stand in front of the door and stick a temp probe in 3,000 degree liquid steel, and we have robots that do that. And it's not an option. Every division has that.
Nucor's not playing around. They're putting big money into what could be groundbreaking technologies, and that's been the hallmark.
The great thing about these pieces of equipment are they are really doing only the most hazardous tasks of someone's job. So it allows them to do the other tasks with their job that are less hazardous.
Anytime you start talking about automation, people think like, well, here we go. We're gonna start, axing people from the team.
That's not what we do at Nucor. And in fact, what we find is we upskill people, and people become more talented because they are the ones that are the experts on how that should work, and then they become the experts on how to make a robot make that thing work.
One thing as a Nucor teammate that I really appreciate with our no layoff practice is that specifically in the Pacific Northwest, we do have a lot of large companies that we compete with, but none of them seem to practice the same level of job security that we have. When times get bad, we all feel it here. When times are great, we all feel it here. And I think that that's a really special and unique thing about working here, specifically at Nucor Steel Seattle.
Coming to Nucor, the support system that you have is not only with the team that you're on, but also the group of people that have maybe a similar background as you and can kind of share in what their experience has been and how they've navigated their transition to Nucor as well.
Nucor has great resources to make the employees feel like they belong. One of them that I really love is Women of Nucor, which I'm a part of.
We do have an organization within Nucor called Veterans of Nucor. We do recruit out of all branches of service, and we are involved at both local level here, but also a national presence.
Having this platform where women are empowered and you get to connect with so many of them, just see how important roles they hold within the company. That feels super inspiring for me as a young professional to want to continue to grow within the company.
I feel very proud to work for a company that doesn't just consider ourselves to be good if we're better than everyone else in our industry, right? We want to be the best that we can for our team.
We recycle over 20 million tons of scrap a year. And you can narrow that down to the 27 steel mills and then how that funnels out to the downstream businesses and or to our customers and partners.
We're a team of over 320 strong. And then beyond that, it's the fact that we look out for each other so that we can go home to our families. And that is our bigger scope of mind of who is involved when it comes to Nucor Steel Seattle. It's not just the individuals that are here, it's the lives that we impact on the outside of Nucor as well.
If you have 300 employees, you actually have 4 times that people that are impacted by this business in their jobs. So it's a big impact in a community, and in not just the steel business, but in business, in communities, and in the construction of this country. Nucor is a big impact in that and will be for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years.